Tonight, the publicist accused of helping orchestrate a smear campaign against Blake Lively after
Judge overseeing a legal battle between actress Blake Lively and director Justin Baldoni
conversations about the sex life of the
has threatened to move up their trial date if the war of words they are unjust
Guys, I cannot believe what I just read. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I might have been one out of the only 5 people on earth that thought Blake Lively was telling the truth. I mean, the way she painted things, the evidence she put in her documents, it literally seemed like some Harvey Weinstein weirdo level stuff. Until Justin dropped his website. Justin Baldoni literally made a whole website exposing Blake because she went to the press before even filing her own lawsuit. And let me tell you, the moment I got about 20 pages into this thing, I knew I needed to stop everything I was doing and make this video. You guys, this is bad. And you know what? Just in time, because the judge just issued a gag order. There's a very real chance that Justin Baldoni's website is going to get taken down. If you don't know, Blake Lively is as we record this, in a vicious legal battle to get everything he's saying scrubbed from the internet. But guess what? I downloaded everything before that could happen. You guys, we have the receipts, we have the timestamps, and we're breaking it all down. And let me tell you, Blake Lively might have actually picked the wrong one, because it's looking like she lied, and then she lied some more, and then she lied again. But now that all this stuff has come forward, and I promise you there is new breaking information, all I can say is I think Blake's going to be hoping she never opened her mouth, because this is bad. All right. So let's rewind for a second. We're talking about It Ends With Us, one of the most anticipated book talk adaptations ever. If you guys don't know what book talk is, good, stay out of it. It's really, really addictive. But it's where these books get this cult following. The books are always like kind of low-key toxic, but it's okay because people kind of romanticize the toxicness, but you're supposed to leave it on the pages and not bring it into real life. But one thing about Book Talk is they have one of the most loyal fandoms. Think Star Wars, but with a heroine and a very toxic male. Anyway, it's a huge thing. Needless to say, anything that comes from Book Talk is guaranteed to be a hit because they have the fan base to push it through. It Ends With Us was always a Book Talk favorite. Okay, so Justin Baldoni bought the rights back in 2019 and worked for years to make this movie happen. He even partnered with a domestic violence nonprofit to make sure the film did justice to survivors. Now, why is that important? Because during the tour of It Ends With Us, Blake Lively was heavily criticized for the way she approached the subject, the way she approached the press tours, the tone that she set. And Justin Baldoni was criticized also in Blake Lively's lawsuit and mocked by Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool for the way he handled things. Keep that in mind as we move forward. Then in 2022, Blake Lively gets cast as the lead. And from that moment on, things went downhill fast. But the thing is, it wasn't supposed to go downhill. It seemed like a match made in heaven. Blake Lively, married to Ryan Reynolds. He's very powerful. She always co-hosts the Met. She has a lot of Hollywood connections. But more importantly, she comes with a fan base built in. Justin Baldoni, I mean, he's not an unknown, but he is definitely not on Blake Lively's level. And combined with the Book Talk audience, you see where I'm going? Combined with Blake Lively's Hollywood connections and fame, and combined with Justin Baldoni's years of research and trying to bring justice to this, it seemed like they had a hit on their hands. The only thing is, Blake seemed like she realized that too. What started as a battle for creative control over what everybody thought was going to be a huge breakout success, and the more they started filming, the more people got into it. It turned into a full-on war. But instead of handling it like professionals, according to Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively took things to a level we have never seen before. She went to the press before she went to court. She manipulated public perception before there were any legal proceedings. And now she's stuck in a lawsuit that many people are saying she can't win. Now, here's the thing. That's split. Legal experts are saying she can win it. People in the Hollywood industry are saying she can win it, but they might be a little biased. But here's the whole point. Justin Baldoni is taking this fight to the people. Blake may even secure a victory in court, but what will be left of her career? It seems like it might just end with this. Now, you guys, let's talk about the biggest lie Blake Lively told. The moment that made everyone take her side. Blake claimed that Justin Baldoni sexually harassed her. But here's the problem. There was and is zero evidence that she actually put out. And when I say zero, I mean it. Justin Baldoni has text messages, emails, and a paper trail that completely contradicts all her claims. Now get this. Before Blake even filed her lawsuit, her PR team had already been working with the New York Times for months. Her plan was simple. Leak a scandalous story to the press. Let public opinion destroy Justin Baldoni. Then file a lawsuit once his career was already in ruins. But it backfired hard because Justin had every receipt imaginable. Justin Baldoni's proof, the receipts that ruin Blake Lively. So let's talk about Justin's proof. Because when I say this man came prepared, this man came with FBI level documentation. Blake Lively might have thought that she could just say things and have the world believe her, but she forgot Justin was keeping receipts the whole time. And when she finally filed the lawsuit, he hit back hard with documented evidence that contradicts nearly everything she claimed. We're talking timestamp texts proving that they were still friendly months after the alleged quote unquote harassment. Emails showing that Blake was plotting to cut Justin out of his own movie, the one he bought the rights to, the one he bought her onto. Production transcripts that reveal she was trying to re-edit the film behind his back. You guys, it's his movie. And legal filings proving Blake tried to avoid her own deposition that she demanded. Let's get through it all. All right. So let's start with the text messages because these completely destroy any narrative that Blake tried to set out. Remember when she claimed she was uncomfortable and felt unsafe around Justin? Let me read you a direct message she sent him on February 14th, Valentine's Day, months after she saw claims she was being mistreated. This is from Blake to Justin. You're safe here. You don't need to worry about how you speak with me. I appreciate your honesty and collaboration so much. Excuse me? How do you go from telling someone you're safe here to accusing them of harassment just months later? And if that wasn't enough, here's another text from February 17th, 2023. Although, just to get back to Valentine's Day, do you think that Brian Reynolds helped Blake bring this lawsuit? Because at the end of the day, what was your wife doing texting him on February 14th? But let's continue. Here's another text from February 17th, 2023. This is from Blake to Justin. Thank you for always having my back. I know this is a huge weight to carry, and I appreciate you endlessly. So explain this to me. If Justin was such a threat, why was Blake thanking him for his support? And if she was so scared of him, why does she keep saying she appreciated him endlessly? Let's not forget that it's come out that even though Blake tried to paint it as she was powerless and she was sucking up to her boss and she had to, that's not the truth. Blake often walked around and flexed her power on set. She referred to, she brought Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds in to rewrite the script. Forced Justin to review it and refer to them as her dragons. As a matter of fact, it is well documented that she delighted in flexing her power in front of Justin Baldoni. So even if you look at it with the power imbalance, if anything, Justin might have been the one that was in a power imbalance. It just doesn't add up. And guess what? There's more. Here's a final text from March 2023, the same time she now claims he was treating her poorly. She wrote this to him at 9:48 p.m. I'm so grateful for your leadership and your patience. We're in this together, and I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. You guys, make this make sense, Blake. Because to me, this sounds like someone who's happy working with Justin. Now, let's talk about these emails. Justin posted emails proving Blake tried to take over the movie. Because this shows Blake wasn't just trying to be the star of the movie. She was trying to take the movie over completely. This is March 10th, 2023, an internal email from Blake's management to Sony. We should consider limiting Justin's creative involvement as much as possible. We want to ensure Blake's vision from the film is in the final cut. On April 5th, 2023, an email from Blake to the production team. I think we should go a different direction with this edit. Can we explore cutting Justin's version and reworking the narrative to align with my vision? So let me get this straight. Blake wanted Justin out of the editing process, but she wanted it done secretly. She wanted final cut approval. And when Justin pushed back, that's when she turned on him? Oh, but you guys, it gets worse. There are production meeting transcripts proving Blake's lies. Now, this is when things get really, really, really bad for Blake. So buckle up, because there are actual transcripts from production meetings where she's trying to rework the movie behind Justin's back. A transcript from April 12, 2023, internal production call. Producer 1. Justin's version aligns with the book, but Blake wants to take things in a more stylized direction. Producer 2. We'll have to be careful. Legally, Justin still has final say on the project. Blake Lively. There are always ways to work around these things. Let's talk more offline. Excuse me? There's ways to work around it? Blake knew she wasn't supposed to cut Justin out, but she was actively finding loopholes to do it anyway. When Justin didn't budge, she ran to the media and she accused this man of misconduct. You guys, I'm beginning to think this is not a case of harassment. This is a case, it seems like, of Blake Lively trying to still complete creative control over a movie. And when it didn't go her way, she ran to the media and accused Justin of doing the unthinkable. That's right. This is a case of Blake trying to steal control and retaliating when she didn't get it. But you know what? You want my opinion? Of course you do. That's why you're here. Blake got caught in her own lies. So here's where we are now. Blake's text proves she was lying. Justin's emails prove she tried to push him out. And a production meeting transcript proves she was working behind the scenes to erase them. And now she's legally silenced by a gag order. Maybe this might be one of the biggest self-inflicted Hollywood downfalls we've ever seen. Let's put it like this. Blake's public image maybe is done. Let's be real, you guys. Blake's public image, it's done. But I think it's done for a number of things. For one, she's been exposed as being the ultimate entitled mean girl Nepo baby. Oh, you didn't know that she was the Nepo of the most Nepo? Miss, oh my God, I didn't know how to do it. Please, you were raised with a silver spoon and you wielded it like a weapon. But let's get into this. Blake Lively is a Nepo baby, and she treated It Ends With Us like a fashion campaign, not a movie about domestic violence. She promoted her hair care line during press interviews. She literally named a drink after the abusive character while you wait. And she refused to meet with actual survivors to understand the role. She promoted her hair care during press interviews about a film that, yes, it was book talk, and yes, it was like romantic, but they angled it to be a little bit heavy. She literally named a drink after the abusive character, While You Wait, and she refused to meet with actual survivors to understand the role. I know she's busy, but why wouldn't you meet with the actual survivors? At the end, the truth may be Blake thought she was untouchable because she's Hollywood royalty. But now, all right, let's talk about this elephant in the room. Because if we're going to talk about Blake Lively, we need to talk about the big, fat, glaring fact that she is the ultimate Nepo baby. And not just any Nepo baby. One of the most protected, media-favored, industry-coddled Nepo babies in Hollywood. This is a woman who never had to struggle for her roles, was handpicked for her first big role without any auditions, you guys. Not one audition. And has always been protected by Hollywood media, even when she made questionable decisions. And now, for the first time ever in her career, she's facing backlash. And honey, she does not know how to handle it all. Blake Lively's Hollywood family, how she was born into privilege. Now, I know you're probably wondering, okay, but who are her parents? Because I had to do research. How's she the ultimate Nepo baby? Let's talk about the way she was born into privilege. Let's start from the beginning. Because unlike most actors who actually have to work their way up, Blake Lively was literally born into Hollywood. Her father, Ernie Lively, was a well-known Hollywood actor. Her mom, Elaine Lively, was a top talent manager in the industry. Can you say connections onto connections onto connections? Her siblings were already working actors before she even stepped onto a set. In other words, Blake never had to make it. She was born into it. Now let's compare that to Justin Baldoni, who started his career with no connections, had to fight for independent projects to get noticed, and actually built a production company from scratch. You see the difference? I think Blake did. Blake Lively was handed Hollywood. Justin had to build his own lane. Now, I know you're wondering, Tisa, you just said her big break, she didn't have to audition without trying. Yeah, let's talk about that big break. If you think she had to struggle to audition in any way or even prove herself, think again. So here's the deal. Blake was cast in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants without a real audition. She got Gossip Girl immediately after without grinding like other actors. And the producer literally admitted they picked her because she looked the part. Beautiful, blonde, that everybody either wants to be or be friends with or date. Meanwhile, other actresses on that same show had to go through multiple callbacks, had to work lower paying TV roles before landing a major hit, and didn't have industry parents pulling strings for them. And let's not forget, when Gossip Girl ended, she was immediately handed major movie roles, even though critics constantly dragged her acting. It's enough to say that Hollywood always protected Blake Lively. That is until now. See, here's the thing about being a Nepo baby in Hollywood. The media always protects you. Your PR team has deep connections to top journalists. Your mistakes constantly get downplayed. Blake Lively is a prime example. Let's get into those mistakes, shall we? This privilege and power, because I think it highlights the privilege and power that she holds more than anything. Let's look at example one, the Gucci scandal. In 2014, Blake was heavily criticized for being the face of a Gucci campaign that glamorized slave-era plantations. Instead of apologizing, she doubled down, calling the aesthetic romantic. I believe she even got married on a plantation. But as you can expect, media and the Hollywood media machine buried that whole scandal. Let's talk about her fashion controversy. Blake has been caught multiple times wearing culturally insensitive outfits. Unlike other celebs who get dragged, she got a Vogue cover instead. Example 3, her terrible press handling of this lawsuit. The media originally took Blake's side immediately. Now that Justin released receipts, can we just say the narrative is shifting? And for the first time in her career, she can't spin her way out of a scandal. This lawsuit has completely exposed the Nepo baby safety net that she's had her entire career. Now, you might be wondering, why is this Nepo baby privilege so important in this lawsuit? Well, let's get into that. Because Blake Lively is basically acting like someone who has never been told the word no. She thought she could force Justin out of his own movie. She thought the media would believe her no matter what. And she thought public opinion would be on her side. But I'm willing to guess, for the first time in her life, her Nepo baby privilege is not saving her. And here's the truth. She's losing control of the media. She's being forced to sit for a deposition, and she's legally gagged from manipulating the press any further. This is uncharted territory for her. And honey, it looks like she's cracking under pressure. So, where do we go from here? Now that the Nepo baby has finally been exposed, but the real gag is, she was exposed by herself. Here's the wildest part of this entire situation. The judge just issued a gag order, and that means this case just got real. The gag order is not normal in celebrity lawsuits like this. This isn't just a standard legal procedure, you guys. This is a signal. This is a sign that the court believes the media battle has gotten out of control. And let's be real, we all know why the judge had to step in. At least we think we know why. Blake has been running a PR smear campaign from the start. Justin Baldoni fought back with his website and exposed her lies. Now, the judge wants to shut them both up before this turns into an even bigger media circus. But here's the kicker. This gag order low-key benefits Justin more than Blake, and I'm going to tell you why. Well, for one, let's get into exactly what the gag order said. Or actually, let's talk about what the gag order actually means. On July 29, 2023, the judge's order said, to preserve the integrity of ongoing proceedings, all parties are barred from making public statements regarding ongoing litigation. No party shall publish or distribute any material related to pending claims outside of direct legal filings. Translation: Blake cannot keep leaking stories to the press. Justin might have to take down his website, and neither side can influence public perception while the case is ongoing. So why does that hurt Blake more than Justin? Well, for one, everybody, and by everybody, I mean me, has screenshotted Justin's website. But let's be real. Blake's reputation was already ruined from It Ends With Us and the press tour, where she was deemed the ultimate Hollywood mean girl. We now know maybe because she is a silver spoon Nepo baby that was actually born. But if you think about it, right? If you think about it, Justin has the home field advantage. So even if Justin can never say another word and the site gets pulled down, Blake will not be able to defend her reputation that's already in tatters. It's a real issue. I kind of feel like Blake thought she would come out, move her Hollywood muscle around, threaten a lawsuit, and Justin Baldoni would be so ashamed he would slink back. But he came back with receipts, and the receipts are not looking good. And now, let's be very clear about something. This gag order is extremely rare in Hollywood lawsuits. Normally, celebrities can fight it out in the media all they want. But this case has gotten so messy that the judge was like, enough. Again, like we said, who does this really screw over? Blake Lively. Blake's entire case was built on PR, not legal facts. She went to the New York Times before she even filed a lawsuit. She went, according to Justin Baldoni, she wanted public outrage to ruin Justin before the court could even look at the case. And now she can't keep pushing her narrative. Justin already released all his receipts. Let's be real. He already got his side of the story out. His website, his legal filings, the text messages proving Blake lied, it's all out there. The gag order just means that Blake can't counter it anymore. And the timing is horrible for Blake's career. Blake was planning on a major rebrand as a Hollywood power player. She wanted to be seen as a serious executive, not just an actress. But now, this lawsuit and the gag order makes her look shady. It looks like at the very least she's going to have to pause her power player dreams. And let's not forget, Blake was trying to avoid her deposition, and now she's silenced. She fought tooth and nail to avoid answering questions under oath. Now with the gag order, she can't even control the story anymore. Now, the question everybody's asking is, will Justin's website be taken down? Now, the gag order technically says that no party shall publish or distribute any material related to pending claims. But here's where it gets a little interesting. The website was already online before the gag order was issued. And Justin's lawyers are arguing that it's part of public record. But, this is the big but, Blake's team is to this day fighting for it to be taken down immediately. Why? Well, let's be real. Blake knows that website is damning. If it stays up, people can keep reading the receipts. And if it's taken down, Blake can control the narrative again. But guess what? Screenshots last forever, baby. So what happens now? Blake has been legally silenced. Justin has his receipts out of there, and we are watching like a hawk to see if that website is taken down. And the biggest question, will Blake even go through with the lawsuit now that she's lost control of the press? The judge has set it for 2026. That is a whole year for settlements or to eat your own words. Again, if she can't control the press and things get worse, will she pull back? Because, baby, it's not looking good for Blake at all. But you know what, you guys? This is ongoing. They have been arguing about this for months, and it looks like it's going to ramp up. Both sides are desperately looking for more receipts. But I want to know where you guys are at right now. If this case was decided today and you were jurors, would you be on Blake's side? Would you be on Justin's side? Would you be open to hearing what Blake has to say? Or have you guys already made up your minds? Let me know in the comments. We're going to do a part 2 to this because as we talk, more information is dropping. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys for part 2. Bye.